These seem like basic questions, right? But they really aren't. Like, how do you know who your right customer is? Like defining that ICP, because you just brought something up. It's very easy to say, here's our ICP, but I got this deal and this deal that we can bring in, right? And revenue we can bring in, and I could hit my numbers and, but you talked about it, it's like they can drag the business down, right? If we're not set up to handle a customer that isn't really defined as our core ICP, then we waste time, we waste resources, right? They're the ones that are going to churn the fastest, and expanding customer revenue is the number one way we're supposed to grow our businesses. So what's your point of view and how do we define that ICP? Really define it?
Well, you define it by data, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you look at data, and you need to do it continuously. But I mean, if you look who is buying, what, to your point, in which kind of segment it is it a vertical segment or a customer segment? B, which are the customers who are buying the multi-products if you sell multi-products? What is your overall cost of sale in that particular segment? So you look at that particular data, and when you narrow it down like that, you got to a pretty good conclusion. And then you also, which is important, you talk to those customers to see, okay, is the value realization there? And this is not easy because, to your point, every single rep, but all of the rest of the company sometimes too. Oh, but there's another thing that we can go after, which is also important. And that's true, but it basically reduces opportunity and it drags everyone down. Because think about it, right? If you're very clear and narrow about what your scope needs to be. Now, again, that scope can be, very flexible depending on which product you sell. But it's way more easier to create a package for your sales guys to go after. It's also way more easier for marketing to have the right messaging. It's way more easier for engineering to deliver the right product. So it's an end to end that you make things better. And if you don't do that, you drag the whole company with you. Don't forget that. One deal can also basically look good at paper, but it might drag the whole company because we have to create a new feature and the other customers have to wait on all of the other features that we promised. You need to, then sometimes marketing says, oh, this is really cool. Maybe we should make it a repeatable, which is not the case. So just be hard on it, but that's not easy. It's not easy. And walk away from deals. I mean, not easy for a rep to say, walk away from deals, qualify the hell out of it because, and the smaller you are, Steve, the more you even have to do that. I learned that. If you're a large company, you can afford that. If you're a very small company, you need to be way more tougher in your choices.
That's really good because when you're smaller is when you're most susceptible to that, right? And the majority of companies, like a lot of the audience here, right? We're in the middle. It's like the really large enterprise companies, the startup companies, the large part here. We might be a company that's 100, 200, 300, 400 people, right? And you're defining growth, you're defining the next level. And it's so tempting. It's so tempting to take in the deals, to fill the pipeline, to close, to meet the expectations that we're constantly pushed in a direction that keeps us from staying on the course. It's easier to do that, right? How do you stay on course?
It's hard, right? But I think, in my opinion, and everyone makes mistakes on it, right? And we have done as well. But, I think it's all about giving clarity to the organization on where you're going to focus yourself on and stick to it. And it basically also means that, when you look at the different divisions need to have the same KPIs or the alignment of the KPIs need to be the same. Because if you don't have that, then you have an issue, because if, for example, marketing, it doesn't matter where the leads are coming from, the large company or small company, while we decided the mid-sized companies is our ICP. I mean, we have a problem here. So you need to make sure that you have a full alignment. And then the other thing is, if you want to scale, you need to make sure there's accountability in the system for each division to do what they need to do. And then there's how you stick to it. And then don't forget, everything is about success, right? So when you basically win those particular deals in that ICP and you show them, man, this is another great deal with multi-products that you can sell, celebrate those particular deals because, again, it shows that this is the right trajectory, this is the right strategy. And so, but sometimes it's, everyone has picked up a deal that is outside of the ICP because, end of the quarter, you need to do it. So everyone is doing that, but then you need to qualify that as well to make sure that you're not diluting from it.